Hey guys, this is Graphically Alex coming at you with all things fat related. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. For today, what I want to do is actually cover a situation that one of you guys sent to me in my DMs on Instagram, which by the way, I really appreciate that. But as you guys know, I was very interested in the sort of fat acceptance claps back or blood sports or whatever it is that they're doing. Maybe the last strikes of death throes that their movement is currently going through. But somebody reached out to me and they let me know that FatSapphicBro is actually going after the Hidden Channel. The Hidden Channel is a channel on YouTube that talks a lot about fat acceptance. It's definitely an anti-FA channel. I do watch it. I do appreciate the year in the TikTok videos as they do cover everything. It's very helpful for me because I don't actually have TikTok. So I appreciate the Hidden Channel. The Hidden Channel is a very good catalog of everything within these people. So I really, really appreciate it, for the record. But let's go ahead and see what FatSapphicBro has to say, as this channel has made a lot of videos about FatSapphicBro. So let's see. I believe it starts. I'm going to skip over the Hidden Channel's preamble. I'm going to go ahead and react to it cold. I don't have all of the context. I'm going into it pretty blind, but it's still juicy and interesting, and that's what we do. We go to the juice.
Day 4, and I pretty much hit turnaround. I have to go back to work tomorrow, so I'm bringing them again. For me, it's videos that they made.
I have to find it.
Videos that they made of me, as well as something that went on between them and a follower of theirs who then came on to my channel to talk. That one's going to be brief because I don't really know the full background.
So I don't really, who likes any of the fat A's, really? Let's keep it real. But FatSapphicBro, I'm definitely not a fan. Okay. This person is very hostile in general. I would say, I don't know. They're definitely one of the worst, for sure. I should absolutely do a video reacting to FatSapphicBro. I don't know. Sometimes people are even beyond my levels of toxicity, which that's definitely saying something. So it's a little dark, but I guess this whole thing is a bit dark.
Of it, I have some hints from what they've said, but I'm choosing to be fairly careful about how I cover that because that person, when they made their comment on my video, seemed to be in an emotionally vulnerable spot. So I want to be kind of careful with how I handle it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So this is the first video that they made on me, saying if this person is following you, it's likely they're making content about you. I'd suggest you block them and report their videos on YouTube.
Okay, so already out the gate, FatSapphicBro is advocating to report. Would FatSapphicBro appreciate it if everybody reported them? I don't think so. No empathy in these people. Now, this is something I've actually kind of been wanting to talk about, but I'm just going to throw it out there as a theory. This is just something that I've thought about. I think that people that suffer with especially hypothyroidism and especially within obesity, when it gets bad enough, they become very solipsistic and they become unable to have empathy for others. And I do think that FatSapphicBro is one of those people that's very physically ill to the point where it makes them mentally ill. or psychologically ill. That's something that people don't understand about hypo, is that it is one part physical illness and one part mental illness, especially when it's very severe, which in the case of someone like FatSapphicBro is massively obese, and the health issues are there. You can see the bags under the eyes. You can see like all the signs of a complete lack of health in this person. So it's just an observation, but it's something I've noticed, and I may make an overall video about it. If I keep seeing it, I probably should. I guess I'm getting ideas. It's good I'm getting back into this. Anyways, let's continue.
And basically all they did was go through all of the people. Oh, so first they show my channel, and then
get that promo, girl. Promo.
I believe, yeah, they went through all of my followers, all 91 of my followers, to kind of show people. They proceeded to at everyone, tag everyone. Then there was a string of
update on one of the obsessed stalkers. Thank you. They were following me. Thanks for the heads up. Oh my gosh. These people are so dumb. Like, do they not realize that they still have a public profile? Like, it's not going to do anything. I don't actually follow any FAs, but I almost followed William and Hannah because they're on Instagram. But I don't want to follow them because I don't want them to know. So don't tell them. I don't want them to know about me. Keep it on the DL, okay? In the gay community, we say we're being discreet. So I'm being discreet, okay? Let's continue.
Comments, people thanking them, people saying that.
But honestly, get that promo. Honestly. I probably shouldn't be discreet. But anyways, we're going to stay discreet for now. Gotta be strategic. I'm just kidding. I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass right now.
Blocked me, blah, 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 blah. Not a big deal. I found it interesting that they tagged Miracle Megs, GG Peach, Sparkle Jams, and Splotchmaker, and Barbla, because I wrapped up my series on all of those people, and I haven't covered them since. And then people surprised that I actually made.
Oh my god, classy fat babe, our girl. Oh, queen. Also, so everyone knows, I made the same comment in multiple places on her account. She ignored them all. Will not talk to me directly. The comment is too long to put into a comment here. Okay.
Those videos. But there were two things in particular. One person said, oh my god, they have a 7.
Oh my god, Marissa. Sorry. I know all y'all watch all these channels. I do too. But see, this is why it's fun. We can be, you know, we're experiencing this together, you know? We're in this together. We can be in this together. We can experience it together.
Part series on you that amount to hours.
I don't know all these people. I don't.
Do people not have hobbies? And I thought this was an interesting take of just how many parts I had. Honestly, I never really considered the number of parts that I had, because for me this is a matter of time. I limited myself to a year based on when I started their series. For some people, it ended up being a little more than a year.
Like I said, I appreciate it, girl. I love the catalog. They cannot take down what they've said. It's out there. It's cataloged. It's there. I greatly appreciate it. And I know a lot of us do appreciate you, period.
So it skews between like a year and a half in the TikTok, depending on how long it takes me to get through their videos. But I never really considered the number of parts, because for me, I just kind of limited it to a time frame. And that gave me pause, and that made me think for a bit. But ultimately, I came down to, I like my time frame better. Like I look within a certain time frame of someone to keep current with their current opinions. And by looking at a year, looking at this chunk of time, we can see how their opinions have evolved or changed, or how they handle criticism for those opinions.
Right. She does a really huge deep dive, because the thing about that is you can get everything in context. And again, not everybody has TikTok, so it's actually very helpful. And it helps me. Like, I watch the hidden channel to sort of catalog in my mind trends within fat acceptance and things that many of them say. Because a lot of my reaction videos I try to talk about trends that a lot of them talk about, or basically all of them, or it's just common enough. And I go a little bit less towards individual people, except recently I have been. But that's a new venture for me. But anyways, interesting.
There's just a variety of things that go into looking at a time frame of a person. I thought that was it was an interesting perspective. Ultimately, I've decided that I'm happy with what I'm covering, but it gave me pause for a moment. But the thing that I thought was interesting was this person that said, I wonder if one of the two of the followers is the same person. FatSapphicBro responds with,
when has FatSapphicBro ever been nice?
I'm so done being nice. And then, and I'm going to block out the users' names. They put the usernames of the people that are following me. And the reason why this, and for anyone who's wondering why I went through these comments, it's because it's my toxic trait, okay? Someone's talking about me, I'm curious what everyone's saying. Like, I'm not gonna hide that. Like, I can't help but wonder. I'm curious. So I was looking, plus, this
relatable.
was, like, the day all of this was going down, and yeah, I got pretty swept up in this. The thing that I found interesting...
It's understandable, honestly, but anybody who acts like it isn't is lying.
Was that I don't remember...
In girl world, we look at who's talking shit about us.
Ever showing you guys what my username was before all of this happened, because there was no point on TikTok. There was no point in me sharing my username because I don't put anything out there. The account was mostly used as a keeper for all the different people that I wanted to cover, and then a couple of people that I found that I liked over time. So for me, this was not so people following me, they followed me, I had to look back at it, but they followed me in August of last year. Now, August of last year, I was going on this whole binge of finding new hobbies and stuff to try out. And I went through the TikTok hobby tag, and I think that they followed me sometime during that point. Maybe I liked one of their videos, or maybe I commented on one of their videos, I don't remember. Because there was a lot of interesting stuff that I found while going through that tag. I don't know if these people have any idea of what I cover on YouTube. No fucking, like, these people haven't posted since, like, September of last year. They haven't been posting, they haven't been regular content creators. They do nothing. I don't even know if they know anything that's going on with this YouTube account, and yet FatSapphicBro felt the need to blast their names out there. These are people that have nothing to do with our disagreement. These people probably don't even know anything that has to do with the fat acceptance movement. The only thing I can think of is that...
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Honestly.
They looked and that they saw...
It's very, very cringy.
That they were skinny women and felt vindicated because of that alone. That's the only thing I can think of, because they have no content related to fat acceptance of any kind. Whether it be for fat acceptance or anti-fat acceptance. No content of that of any kind. And I just thought it was telling of their character that they felt the need to blast people that quite potentially have zero, absolutely nothing to do with any of this. So following that, they made this video on me on their YouTube.
They have a YouTube?
This is a person that is actively stalking me and a lot of other fat lib...
It's not stalking, it's following. You are so dumb. Dumb. Wow, that is stupid. You are a public person. You're putting stuff out there. They're not stalking you. They're following you.
Content creators on TikTok. They're going through all of our pages and making a full year through every single post we've ever posted.
This is a misrepresentation of what I do. I do go through a year's worth of their posts. I do not show every single post. That is not.
That's true. She only talks about maybe the occasional thing that is different, but the vast majority of the time it's fat acceptance related, and it is really about the rhetoric most of the time. Like maybe there's a personal comment here or there, but I don't understand. Like this is the hypo haze that I'm talking about, or that I think about. Like this a level of paranoia when you are a public person. You are putting content up for everybody to see, and yet you're so shocked and feel like somebody's stalking you. And like the way that this person is talking about this is so cringy and so odd. And I feel like as I'm getting out of the hypo haze, I don't know. Like it's weird to me because I used to be that paranoid. And so it's like, wow. There's this saying where they say, like, when you get better, there's sometimes like a grieving process. And it's because you realize how sick you were. And I didn't even realize how sick I was until this year. It's just crazy. Obesity, it affects you mentally. I will say it over and over again. This is crazy what this person is doing. Crazy paranoid, crazy.
I show stuff that I find relevant to comment on. There are a variety of.
It's not a big deal. Somebody disagrees with your talking point. Oh well. Did you think you'd convince everybody just because it was you speaking? You're not speaking into a vacuum. If you wanted to, you could. You could just make everything private. That's the thing that I can't stand about people like this is it's like you want to be public and put all your views out there and you want everybody to listen to you. But if somebody listens to you, then they're stalking you because they don't agree with you. So whack.
Ready with me. There's a variety of outfit of the day.
And anybody who watches you is just crazy and stalkerish. For the record, anybody that watches me is amazing and smart and intelligent and beautiful. And yeah. Just for the record.
There's a variety of try-on hauls for FatSapphicBro. There was so many days on tea. There was some stuff related to like medical appointments that I didn't cover because they weren't relevant to the matter at hand. There was some COVID stuff that I didn't cover. I don't cover every single video. I cover stuff that I think is relevant to the conversation or that piqued my interest. That does not equate to every single post. And a lot of the like sound posts where it's just a sound that they overlay, even if it's fat acceptance related, I don't necessarily cover it because it's just a trend thing. Like there isn't a whole lot there to cover. So that's a bit of a misrepresentation of what I do.
They are highlighting every video we have posted on our
No, it's not true. So you're lying. So you're giving yourself even less credibility. Credibility that honestly you don't even have. FatSapphicBro. Period. But it's even less. You're a blatant liar.
talks for the whole year.
Again, misrepresentation, not every video.
When we block this person, they then consider making other accounts to continue to make.
It's not a big deal. People do it all the time. If your stuff is public, it's public. The delusion is showing strong.
Content about us.
I did consider it, yes.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna make it about us. And then, oh my god, you guys. Oh. Hypo haze. It's not just fat people that are like this, but a hell of a lot of super morbidly obese people are like this. I was like this, especially 2020, 2019. Peak. Even 2021.
Considered it. I'm not gonna deny that I considered it. Ultimately decided against it, but I considered it.
Wouldn't be a big deal if you did. The hidden channel. I don't know your name. I think you want to be anonymous anyway. Wouldn't be a big deal if you did. Don't let these people get in your head.
They claim to be critiquing the fat liberation movement.
Yes, they are. Have you watched the channel? Or can you not handle any criticism whatsoever, so you can't handle watching it for a second before you even make this whole thing about it?
They make content about all of our videos, not just the videos where we're talking about fat liberation.
No, it's the vast majority. It's about fat liberation. Like I said, there's literally something sprinkled in every here and there. It's not even...
So it's true, I don't make, my coverage does not only cover fat
Right.
liberation, it covers some other things as well. Some things that I find tangentially related, some things that I think are relevant to discussions about the person, and some things that just caught, like I said, piqued my interest.
Which is your right. If it's out there, people have a right to comment on it. You're posting something publicly, people have a right to comment on what you're posting on, and it's not a big deal. I don't understand FatSapphicBro acting like this is scary or unusual or weird. Like, for somebody who's so obsessed with ostracization and marginalization, you're making a huge effort to ostracize and marginalize another person just because they disagree with you over something which, by the way, almost everybody disagrees with you on. So get used to it.
The videos where we're just talking about our day, or for instance, a video where I was doing my hair, which they then proceeded to call me lazy because I happened to tag it as a day in the life.
So, this is wrong. I never called them lazy. I posted it in it was a 10-minute video last week if you want to check it out. I did not call them lazy. I said that by posting this stuff and tagging it as a day in the life as though it is what they do in an average day does lend to people who think they are lazy. It was a matter of commenting on the optics of the situation and not the person themselves. But they very well may say that's a distinction without a difference, and they're entitled to say that. I think the distinction does make a difference, but that's me, and that's a matter of a difference of perspective.
For organization.
Look, she didn't like it, okay? It's not a big deal. You don't have to watch the criticism. Like, I get it. It sucks. It sucks. I got a hell of a lot of criticism last year because I was a wild one in 2022. And yeah, it sucks. But yeah, I'd read it. But I wouldn't respond to everything. They would even tag me and stuff on Twitter, and I wouldn't respond to everything. I would choose what I'd respond to because it's public. These people are not smart. They don't understand. I think maybe the hypo haze for FatSapphicBro has caused confusion around what is public versus private. This is cringe. FatSapphicBro. Very, very cringe. Maybe you could have, if you act like you're best friends with everybody in the fat acceptance movement, you could have DM'd them about it. This is very cringy to put publicly, just saying.
Purposes, and they were like, oh, this is all you do all day. It's terrible. They also refused to actually respond to any of our direct comments.
I refuse to respond to any of your direct comments because you made blanket accusations without any specifics, and you just resort to name calling. I'm not engaging in tantrum behavior.
So instead,
I wish I knew what the comments said, but I am just going to say people don't have to respond. Demanding a response is more like stalking, for the record.
Speaking to us directly, they just want to make content about us anonymously. So,
people can do that. as long as she's not blatantly lying about you or making false accusations or doing this other stuff, she has a right to not like you. She has a right to criticize you. She has a right to disagree with what you say and argue against it. By your logic, you would have no right to ever stitch anybody else's TikToks, to ever make any commentary on anybody, ever. I mean, the hypocrisy goes without saying, but I've seen FatSapphicBro comment a lot on what other people say.
Protect yourselves from this person and other people like this. This is not the only person who does this. There are a lot of them, but this is just one of them.
And that's pretty much the end of that video. So then they made this video saying, they keep saying they're not going to stop. They screenshot something I was responding to someone else. And
Look,
their response.
the hidden channel, do not let them bother you. Do not let them bother you. I don't know what this is. This is some kind of episode for FatSapphicBro. I mean, it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If you were threatening them, if you were lying about them, if you were doing many other things, then maybe it would be a different conversation. But you are literally just reacting to the content, talking about if you like it or not, what you agree with or disagree with, and what they're saying. You're allowed to do that. It's not weird. It's not anything. It's not even that big of a deal, honestly. If FatSapphicBro was smart, they'd be happy that their ideas were reaching new audiences. But their ideas don't hold up to scrutiny, and that's why they're upset. That's why they don't want anybody arguing against it or talking about it, because their ideas suck. Cannot be held up to even basic scrutiny for a second. And that is so true that this person has to try to, I want to say, they're trying to make the hidden channel feel bad about themselves or stupid or weird or cringy. Like, again, they're trying to marginalize. They're trying to kind of personally attack just because, again, their delusion cannot face any scrutiny. And that's why they're upset. Like I said, if you're secure about your ideas, you don't have to do this all the time. You would only respond to something if you were going to make a point. You're not making a point, FatSapphicBro. You're just demonizing the hidden channel. That's all you're doing. You're not arguing against anything that she said. You are just trying to personally attack her, which, I mean, it is what it is, but it's not a good look, and it's very hypocritical because, again, if you're going to do this, then you don't get to cry when somebody or if somebody does it to you. That's the way the world works.
To it, some people have had a lot of issues with this. Again, I will stop covering them if they private their channel. As far as I'm concerned, like I said before, this is a matter of public space, public internet space. If you want to private it and make it a private space, you are more than welcome to. And then this was...
You can ask her to stop, but you can't make her stop. You don't get to have a selective audience. You can't put out a video and only some people get to watch it and not others. That's not the way it works. You can make your account private if you don't want somebody that disagrees with you to see your video.
The final one about me, and the reason why I'm covering these is because the narrative has changed subtly as we go through. And I just feel like it's worth stating.
Pause to read, but it looks like this person is going to continue to stalk my profile, despite being blocked, despite being asked countless times to stop.
So let's clarify something real quick. They have not once asked me. They have demanded. There is a difference, and the reason why I feel the need to make this distinction is because I've dealt with a lot of manipulative people in my life, and this sort of linguistic...
Good for you.
circus trick is something that I've experienced quite a bit, and I know how to identify it very well. You have not asked, you have demanded. There is a difference there, because, and the difference, while it may not functionally make a difference, optically it makes a big difference, because what you're doing is you're saying that you've asked, meaning that it's like it's a more meek word. It involves a question, it involves a request, in which you're saying that I have outright denied, and it puts you in more of a victim role, because you've asked and I've rejected, rather than you have demanded and I ignored, which is what's actually happening. To ask requires a question. To demand is to try to exert control over another person, which is what you've done.
When you are living in a delusion, the only thing you have to work with is emotional manipulation, because reality doesn't respond to what you're saying, and what you're saying cannot handle any scrutiny whatsoever. So all you can do is try to silence others and try to emotionally manipulate people that are already in your corner, which is exactly what FatSapphicBro is doing. FatSapphicBro is not living in reality. FatSapphicBro is delusional and is trying to enforce that delusion on other people.
And by painting it as you've asked and I've ignored it and rejected it, you're putting yourself in a meek, they won't stop, versus like big bad hidden channel saying fuck you. Like it's
Which, by the way, doesn't. I'm guessing FatSapphicBro has way more followers than the hidden channel. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I honestly don't know how many followers FatSapphicBro has. Let me see if I can find out really quick. But I'm pretty sure that FatSapphicBro is probably punching down here. Let me just check it out. I don't have TikTok. I probably should. Yeah, 14,000. And the hidden channel has like 2,000. It's not that great optically on that level either, just for the record. In internet culture, if you attack down, you have to have something really substantial. If the hidden channel had doxed your address or tried to actually like threaten you or do anything to you other than criticize your content, then you may have had some leg to stand on. But as of now, you're punching down for no reason, and it's a terrible look in terms of internet culture. It's awful. You look horrible, FatSapphicBro. Horrible.
versus you've demanded and you've thrown tantrums in my comments, making blanket accusations and name calling, which I've chosen to ignore, which I think could very well put us both in a bad light, which I'm fine with. But let's not pretend that you have meekly asked me and I just rejected it.
You have a right to not do what somebody asked you to. I mean, it is what it is. People have a right. If somebody asks FatSapphicBro if they could please lose weight, is FatSapphicBro going to say, okay, well, you asked? No.
You have demanded and I've ignored it.
Archiving my entire TikTok account.
So what? Why is that a problem? Aren't you proud of what you're saying?
To your fucking...
So, notice the change in narrative here. Archiving their entire TikTok account, which we know is not true. I did not start...
Even if it was, aren't you proud of it, FatSapphicBro?
covering them until... I forgot what the exact date was. It was a year before the date that I started recording. Because it's a year in the TikTok. It's meant to be a year in the TikTok. I'm not, and archiving is an interesting word as well, because it insinuates that I am simply recording that without commentary, which is not what I'm doing.
I don't view it that way. I think it's fine to use the word archive because I do feel like you archive, but obviously you're giving your opinions on it throughout the time, which is completely fine, completely within copyright, and it is totally good. But I appreciate the catalog. I do. Not everybody has TikTok, especially those of us that are not Gen Z. We don't all have it. So I appreciate it a lot, for the record.
And posting, it gives more of a lend to their perception of copyright rather than what it is, which is an engagement with their content and a counter argument, which is what I've been doing.
Yes.
I'm not archiving your TikTok. I'm not archiving your entire account. I am responding to specific TikToks within the span of a year, maybe like a year-ish, maybe a little bit more, responding in kind. That is what I'm doing.
YouTube page. But apparently, she is too obsessed and refuses to stop.
Gosh, that's so cringy. Is somebody that watches your TikTok channel or whatever they call it, are they obsessed with you? I mean, isn't this kind of insulting like the people that watch you? If somebody watches you, they're automatically obsessed with you. They're a crazy stalker. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's implicit. I don't know if your audience is necessarily bright enough to see what you're implying here, but I am. So it's pretty rude. Like I said, if you watch me, you're just an amazing, smart, intelligent, beautiful person. No big deal.
I really think this person needs help from a
Projection.
therapist. Like, this is stalker behavior.
I disagree.
It's not at all. Did she put your address up? Did she threaten you? Is she demanding something of you? Is she even communicating with you whatsoever on a personal level? No, no, no. That's not stalking. Is she showing up to your house and outside your window? No. You're ridiculous.
This is stalker behavior. This is a public account that you have put up. I'm covering a year-ish, year to year and a half of your TikToks. And once I finish that year, once I finish from when I started up to the current date, I stop. I no longer cover you and I move on. Did that with Spotchmaker, did that with Gigi Peach, did that with Miracle Megs, did that with Barbla. Just
I need to watch some of those. But that's the thing. If she was just making it just about one person, I could maybe see the argument. I could maybe see, oh, you're obsessed with me or something, if it's just you. But if it isn't just you, then obviously it's about FA in general. It's very disingenuous. It's very stupid.
Number one. Number two, I don't follow you on any other social media. I think I looked at your Twitter once. That was last year when I was trying to confirm what your pronouns were. And
I should look at the Twitters. We should do videos of that.
And yes, I've looked at this YouTube, but I didn't even know you had a YouTube until you started commenting on my page. Stalking requires a level of tracking your movements online, and I don't track your movements online. I look at one social media and simply go through public videos that you have put out that are on controversial topics. That is what I do.
Her entire account is just keeping records of videos from fat acceptance and fat liberation.
So what? Why is that a big deal? Why is it a big deal? I'm not seeing the problem.
TikToker.
Again, complete misrepresentation of what I do.
I understand that, but I also, if she's covering the fat acceptance movement, why is that a problem? Sometimes people focus on one thing. I know it may not be possible for somebody in the hypo haze to understand that people with a decent amount of health can focus on one topic. They may even like to do that or want to. Not everybody, but some people, yes. I know it's shocking. Many channels on YouTube have a niche. Welcome to the internet.
I don't keep records. I respond to TikToks that I find relevant or that pique my interest.
It is absolutely fucking bonkers.
It's not. It's not crazy at all. Projection. Somebody else is crazy.
So she's basically gonna bypass my block anyway.
You're just upset because you can't control somebody. Oh, poor baby.
In order to screen record and make content.
Oh no. I can't control somebody I don't know. What am I gonna do?
For the record, I've always screen recorded the content, just so we're clear.
My videos. Even though, she doesn't have diabetes and isn't a health professional, but sure seems to act like she is.
I don't act.
Okay, that was massive projection. But, I don't mind if people give suggestions or have thoughts about things. Like, I'm not one of those that's like, you should never be talking about it because you're not a doctor, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think people just need to have a brain and, like, think about things critically as they listen to them. But it's just funny to me that they would say that. Like, total optics fail.
Like I'm a health professional. I cite everything that I say, and
Yeah, she constantly disclaims that she's not. So that's completely false.
Either before I start talking or while I'm talking, I make sure to say I am not a medical health professional. And honestly, you saying I'm not a medical health professional is kind of pot meat kettle. Just a little bit, because I cite what I say.
That's right. Period.
Number one. Number two, I may not have diabetes, but literally everyone down my maternal line has had diabetes. And I've been made very aware of certain things since I was a kid. Not that...
People have a right to have opinions on medical conditions. I know. Even if they can be wrong sometimes, it doesn't matter. You can have an opinion on something. God knows how many people are wrong about morbid obesity, super morbid obesity. I've seen so many people be totally off and totally wrong. That doesn't mean that they're a horrible person. It just means you gotta try to fix the narrative or try to talk about other aspects that maybe people haven't talked about. It's not a big deal. It doesn't mean they're a terrible person. That's insane.
You need to know this information. But if you're going to put information out there that I know from experience and then can back up with citation of evidence from reputable sources, I am fully within my rights to comment on it. So that's the end of that. The final thing that we're going to comment on, I was really like...
Is there any more? Let's see.
Going back and forth about whether I wanted to comment on this or not. This was based on a boundaries thing, and I want to be clear, before I didn't even see this, I didn't even bother with this video until the person that was involved with this posted a comment on my most recent...
It's not like I ever succeed, but unfriending people for working on themselves and giving you support. Page is not for people intentionally losing weight. It's not a hard boundary to understand. Let me translate for FatSapphicBro. I'm delusional, and if anything challenges my delusion, then I have to get rid of it because I want to keep lying to myself and others. So if I see something that doesn't work within my personal narrative that I lie to myself and others to say, then I have to get rid of it. Otherwise, I might actually question my assumptions that are not rooted in reality whatsoever. Was that a good translation? Anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this. I know this is a little different. I'm still trying to figure out, but I did enjoy the tea. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think below. And I will see you guys again soon, because we're getting this channel back off the ground, because I'm feeling better. And you know why I'm feeling better? Because I'm intentionally losing weight. I hope that burned a little. FatSapphicBro. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.